Hello everyone. In this part of the video, we'll be learning about some of the basic fundamentals in Python, how the Python is structurized, and how to code with Python. Let's get started. Now, number one, the basic thing to know about Python is an OOPS based language which supports object oriented programming. So we can create classes, objects, we can do inheritance, we can do polymorphism, we can do data abstraction, we can have static methods, and hell a lot of features which is available in OOPS is all available in Python as well. Now, before we proceed, since I said Python is an OOPS based language, right? Let us see how the classes or what are the default classes that are available in Python. Now, we all know how to start a Python interpreter, which is with the help of Python 3. If I don't want those extra clumsy message which we used to get printed, that is, when you start this Python 3, you can always see there is a lot of clumsy message that is being printed in the start. If you don't want all those clumsy messages and I want to directly start with my Python interpreter, so I can use this command of Python 3 -q. So by that I can avoid all these clumsy messages that is being printed about the license agreement. I can directly start with my Python interpreter. And in order to clear the screen, I have to import OS, which is a module in Python. So I'll assign that function os.system and I'll call the system function of clear inside it. So it is cleared, the terminal is clean. Now from the terminal, I'll call this function called dir. Now dir stands for directory, and with this command I can literally see all the modules that are included in your Python by default in the beginning itself. So here you could see there are two values that is appended, which is OS and S. S is basically the value which we use and OS is the module which we imported. Yes. Now there is one another function which I want to show you, which is called type. Now I'll say type of __ built-ins. Now this is of type class module. Now these are the specific module which is included by default. So everything is a class and everything is a OOPS based work in Python here. So let us talk about what is the type of OS. OS is yet another module. Now what is type of S? S is basically of type class integer, because what is the value of S? S contains the value of 0. Now let us talk about some of the variables here. Okay, I'll say var1, inside which I'll store hello world, a string. I'll say var2, I'll store a number. var3, I'll store a value which is a decimal value. Now let us talk about types of each and every one of these variable. So var1 is a string, var2 is of class integer, and var3 of class float. Now you can see when you want to declare and initialize a variable in Python, there is no need of using data types here. You can directly call the variable name and assign a value directly inside it. So what is the advantage of doing in this fashion? Now as you could always see, var1 is already declared with a value of string. Now I can literally change the value of var1 to another form of integer. Now it has changed. Now when I call type of var1, it says class integer. So the reusability of variable names despite of the data types is allowed in Python. So that is one major advantage. So there is no extra memory which we will waste. There is no extra variable name which we will miss out or waste in Python 3. Now let's get out of this Python interpreter. Let's start doing the same old action from a Python file. Okay. Now let's read a name. So I'll use the variable called name, and for which I'll read an input from the user, and I have to prompt some message to the user saying enter your name. So and then I'll print hi, comma the name. So in the text I'll print comma how are you, or I'll just give a greeting message saying good evening. Now let's run the same old file, python3 cp1.py. When I press enter, you can very well see the cursor is still waiting for my input and it says enter your name. Reason because of this input function. Now input is basically a function in Python which is used to read input from the standard input screen. Now over here I have to read an input. So I'm saying Om Prakash. So it says hi Om Prakash, good evening. And this is how things are being read and printed in Python 3. Now the crucial part about Python 3, input function. Now whatever you read as an input in Python 3, it is always being read as an string value. For example, let us talk about writing a program to check whether the number is even or odd. How do I do it? For that, I will declare a variable called n and I will read the input from the user. Now this input is a function. Now you can read out this. Okay. Now this input function reads a string from the standard input. The trailing new space is stripped. That is, after typing the input on the input screen, when you press enter, the trailing new line is stripped. That is the enter key. When we press it, that creates a new line character and that is being stripped out. Okay. The prompt is a string. That is, we initially typed something, some text inside the input. You would have noticed, where we said enter your name. That is called as a prompt message. That will be printed to the output screen. So that is all about your input function. So whatever we read through this input function is basically a string. Now how do we convert that value into integer? So I can just enclose the input function inside my int. So at this juncture, what I'm doing is I'm converting string value into integer value. Now I have to check if n modulo 2 equal to 0. So in our previous language of C, C++ and Java, we used to have these brackets. Alright. So this bracket specifies the scope or the lines which is included, which are supposed to be inside a if statement. Am I right? Now in Python, there is no need of these curly brackets. Rather, we use something called as indentation. Okay. That a tab space which is used from the line, the alignment part you can call it. Those are called as indentations in Python. That is, the line supposed to be fall inside if statement should have a line indented towards the right to say those lines belong to the if condition here. So here I will say print the number is even. So the else part, else should be straightly aligned with if statement. Else I'll print the number is odd. So the code is done. Let's clear the screen. Let's run the file again and let's see. So I'll type a number 45. The number is odd. 22. The number is even. And this is a very simple code to check whether the given number is odd or even using Python 3. Hope the fundamentals are very clear. See you in the next video.